Hi everyone, welcome back. In this lesson we're going to learn about shortening sentences. So the way that we've been speaking Japanese so far is good for learning the fundamentals, but oftentimes in the language we will cut down on the length of our sentences in a number of ways. The biggest way is to omit the subject of a sentence if it's obvious or if you can understand through context what the subject is. So, for example, I could say kino supa e ikimashita to mean yesterday I went to the supermarket, and you would understand that I was talking about myself from the context, even though I didn't say watashi or boku or another word for I. Similarly, I could say shukudai o shimashita ka, and you would understand that I was saying, did you do the homework, even though I didn't say anata or omae or another word for you in that sentence. If the context allows it, we can eliminate even more words from a sentence and still have it be understood, such as the direct object. So, for example, if you said to me, Okashi wa doko desu ka? Where is the candy? And I responded, Sumimasen, tabemashita. You would understand that I was saying, sorry, I ate it. Now, tabemashita is technically just the past tense of taberu, to eat. But because you understand both the subject, myself, and the direct object, the candy, I can just say the verb in that case and leave out both of those parts, and the sentence is still understandable to the listener. And just to clarify, okashi means candy. And if I said kakkoi desu, that would mean he, she, it, or they is or are cool. And again, depending on the conversation that we were having leading up to me saying that sentence, you would understand who or what I was talking about. And of course, kakkoi means cool or attractive. Another way to shorten a sentence in Japanese is by using contractions. A contraction is a word formed by combining two words into one, usually shortening one or more of the words in the process. So some English examples would be combining do and not to make don't, combining we and will to make wheel. Now, just like in English, we usually use contractions in Japanese when we're speaking, but not so much when we are writing. However, in this case, we are going to look at some contractions used in writing because I don't really have another way of displaying them for you. So the first thing we're going to look at is shortening te iru form. If we have te imasu in Japanese and we want to shorten it, we can shorten it to temasu. Similarly, if we have de imasu, that can be shortened to demasu. So, if I wanted to say I am running, instead of saying hashite imasu, I could say hashite imasu. And if I wanted to say I am drinking water, instead of saying mizu o nonde imasu, I could say mizu o nondemasu. Another area where we can form contractions is with the use of tewa. Tewa can be shortened to cha in Japanese, and dewa can be shortened to ja. And just for your information, the ja in ja arimasen and janai desu actually is a contraction of dewa. So if I wanted to say you must not run in the library, instead of saying toshokan de hashite wa ikemasen, I could say toshokan de hashicha ikemasen. And if I wanted to say you must not drink alcohol or drinking alcohol is forbidden, instead of saying osake o nonde wa ikemasen, I could say osake o nonja ikemasen. And that new word, osake, means alcohol. And finally, if I wanted to say you must go to school, instead of saying gakko e ikanakute wa ikemasen, I could say Gakko e ikanakucha ikemasen. All right, and now let's practice what we've learned. So this practice session is going to be a little bit different. Instead of just giving you the English and having you translate, I'm going to give you the English section, but the words that you're going to eliminate are going to be in brackets. Then I'm going to give you the full Japanese sentence unshortened, and you're going to have to shorten it. All right, let's begin. So our first sentence is, did you see that over there? あなたはあれを見ましたか? And that can be shortened to 見ましたか? I went to the park. 僕は公園へ行きました. And that can be shortened to 公園へ行きました. You must eat your vegetables. あなたの野菜を食べなくてはいけません. And that can be shortened to 野菜を食べなくちゃいけません. And finally, are you drinking ramune? あなたはラムネを飲んでいますか? And that can be shortened to ラムネを飲んでますか? And that is all for this lesson. I'll see you in the next one. じゃあまた.